Yeah, they also noticed that it was free because Cloud9, as you mentioned from last game, did pull off, went to Picado, that was newly available because Liquid then went to Patron.
And that's immediately coaching, right? Instant coaching, instantly, this is available, bam.
Exactly.
Coach upstairs, sat there watching it. A team that has had to make adjustments, OGN, obviously were way up into Tora Amara and Cruza del Var, sort of in and around that area. They have had to go, obviously, as far north as they can drop, but they are quite close to Vitality at the moment. Liquid as well, since they've left Picado. They're still having to make their way up towards Hacienda. Genji, we can see on your screens there. They're in Impala. They're safe. They're happy. Tempo Storm also, obviously, Al-Azhar. I struggle every time not saying that one, Martin. They are going to make their way up there. El Pozo for MVP. Everybody else pretty happy.
Yeah.
Method's still doing their spread.
Yeah, Optic, the other team that are deviated based on the playing route. Instead of going up and doing the West El Pozo split, they went down to the free... Why am I again drawing a complete blank? Southwest side, just north of the prison.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what... it's interesting, right? Vitality used to go there a number of times. Obviously, Na'Vi always there. But with it being open, nobody's kind of like, oh, let's go there. I don't know. It is a tough rotational position, right? Because it's all canyons everywhere you go.
Yeah. So I'm still wondering what Na'Vi, why. I mean, I guess they're comfortable because they've been there for so long.
It's safe.
Yeah, and they know no one's going to contest them at it, but it doesn't surprise me that it has now been relegated with Na'Vi out to a backup for all these teams, Optic, other teams who may have considered it as well. But thankfully for Optic, it's not a super northern circle once again, because that would have made their rotation even worse. It's not going to be a bad looting phase rotation up for them. OGN, they, though, are in a really bad spot. They are still driving. Thankfully, picking up a bike, at least it's a little faster, but they still have to make their way up to their split spots because they don't even just stop at Cruz. It's not all four in Cruz de Val. They send two there and then two up to Torre Ahumada, and they're only just now arriving at the first one, so they're going to have to come in quite late. We might see them emulating Genji.
I think it will be okay with them. I think we probably see them going over towards somewhere with La Cabrera and coming down because of the circle. They know there's really nobody else above them, right? They know they're going to be the most northerly team that's up there. So from, like, obviously compared to the last circle, everybody kind of squeezing into that one sort of site. They know they've got a lot of territory to play with this time instead of running into, say, 4 a.m. like they did before.
Problem is that we already saw this happen last game, the just entanglement with OGN and Liquid and WTSG. And so I'm WTSG, but especially Liquid, aware that OGN loot northeast of them. How will they want to camp the rotation in? I can't imagine they're going to camp outside the circle, but they're not going to give OGN much room to get inside the circle. And so that's going to make the next circle, whether it hard shifts or not, really impactful on OGN. They're not going to be able to really have any control on their the map control, their map positioning in the beginning of the game.
Well, for a minute, I thought Wilhelm was on the camera. As the amount of times he takes me through that little church window style, I was like, hang on a minute, is Ansvar and Wilhelm on the camera? No, it's the Star Ladder boys. They're doing the same thing to me. I feel like I'm being trolled constantly. Going back to the OGN point of the camping, it was very interesting and very telling to see OGN camping Vitality yesterday. Obviously, they knew they were very much points contenders with one another on the West Bridge coming out of Sosnovka. So OGN going to be well aware of it. They've done it themselves. So you got to assume they're going to be looking for that. Obviously, in terms of points, it is still very tight at the top. And as the desk just pointed out, you know, one big win for really any team, probably in the top 10, would kind of launch them back up there. We just saw M19 back into 4th. We saw 5th, 4AM up to 4th place. So these guys consistently getting points. A team that is not consistent so far is Welcome to South George, who we just had on the screen. Avantgarde, early rotation out of Kumasera here.
Yeah, consistently on the bottom of the leaderboard. WTSG.
Oh, aren't we getting artsy? That was a nice shot of the crate coming down. I like it. I like it. They're having fun out the back. And Miramar is one of the maps you can do the sun grows at. But more importantly, of course, it is the level 3 vest and helm that tend to reside within these crates.
Yeah. Question is, who's going to get this? It's north of Picado, so C9 have an opportunity to grab it, but it's depends on if they're going to see it or not, if they're going to expect anyone around it. That one, I think it's a 50-50 whether it's going to get picked up early or not. Someone's going to get it eventually, of course. It is still safely in relatively central positions. Someone's going to come across it. But it's not one of those surefire ones that, like, yep, this team, it's given to them. But what is given to them is a kill for Baja if he can land the shots. To Bachelin, didn't have a clear opportunity, and Bachelin, he saw him.
Did he? Yeah.
Immediately just pedal to the metal, driving straight away.
Just pull it up, pull it up. Bahawaka's like, come on, get out of the car. Well, it's not going to happen. And 19 keep themselves 4 alive, which is something, actually, you know, while we have been critical, all of us, and I think rightly so, on M19's passive style of play, and obviously they just got a load of kills. What's something we haven't mentioned is how consistent M19 are at keeping 4 alive into the 5th, 6th, 7th circle.
Yeah, exactly, and that's certainly a skill there. Whether or not they take fights with those 4, they're still in maybe a transitional phase, but will they keep 4 alive now, taking quite a bit of damage on a couple of members due to Method? All 4 still up, still finding cover, but this does kind of put them in a tricky spot potentially if they weren't able to find a good spot to hang out at, because now more rotations from other teams are coming in, and they may have lost their timing on getting a priority spot.
And they're returning fire as well onto Method. I just saw an elite player taking some shots there. Vitality, they are just close, very close in minutes general as to Gen G. Method on the move, decided probably not the safest spot. Of course, Method, a team that do go for this 4 spread. They have regrouped and they need to try and trade out somewhere. 80 looks like he's going for that compound. Rafi's gone warehouse. A little greedy spread, I would say. Probably see them going 2-2 eventually. Ghost making their way up from Porto Paraíso.
Ooh, Vitality, though, in the way. Could start to hear these vehicles soon, and if Ghosts stay on the road, could be an easy spray down from Monkey and Shadow. Actually, the spray down starts early. This diverts Ghost into the field. Not too many shots. This is definitely a defensive maneuver by Vitality to start shooting that early. But they still need to get to the circle themselves, so I'm curious why they wanted to do that early.
The peacock mentality.
Yeah.
Keep away, keep away. Everybody working their way in.
Oh, that's why they're funneling them into Jazza and Yannick.
Oh, well, it might work out. We'll see. Looks like they've actually had to bail, so maybe it has caught out. There we go. Rafi, though, down by Stab. Cloud9 and Method Man. Doesn't matter what the map, they keep clashing with one another, don't they? They were fighting for Pachinki a number of times. I hope that's a smoke that went in. I did see the HE grenade selected, but Ghosts have got themselves in the compound, and it's actually forced Vitality away.
Man, that would have been sick. It would have been sick if Ghost actually got completely sprayed down there. Sorry, Ghost fans. I mean, I love the team too, but if Vitality were able to successfully do that. Chris also successfully reviving Rafi, and they're going to be able to retreat away from there. Won't overextend too much. Going to stay pinned down in their compounds.
Tempo Storm working their way down from Al-Azhar. No surprising. They're going to work their way in. 4am still in Los Leones. They're on a long loot session over there. They're quite happy. Liquid also up in San Martin and Hacienda, so they've really not moved a great deal. Samty, I feel Samty's kind of scouting out OGN here. Samty's way up north, kind of in a position well away from his team, looking for a hillside spot, looking around the compounds. They know, as he said, they know OGN are up there. OGN, by the way, actually tanking out the blue a little bit here in the Torre Armada. Very, very late in the rotate. Remember, they were obviously slow getting in there.
So late.
They're always going to be slow getting into the circle.
Ooh, Gaxi gets down. Came out with a nice shot onto that. More WTSG, they looted up an all-right spot positionally, but they wanted to go dead center. And looks like they're going to punish it a little bit for that. They're caught between C9 and the Knights. And it's not a very strong spot for them to hold right now. Gaxi still crawling through a hail of bullets to get back to Larson for the revive. Able to make it for now. Vard is going to be peeking that as well. But this still shouldn't be too comfortable for South George.
C9, of course, came out of Picardo. They've gone for the 2-2. They're holding, I think, the warehouse to the west of Picardo, it looks like. And, of course, this compound we're watching here with K-Mine and Moody. Tempo Storm deciding this is where they're going. I think I could see your boy Dre going for the crate. Is he going to go for the crate?
Yeah, he is. In fact, Maluk stopped to give him the information on whether it's that compound is being camped or not.
So finally, it will be Tempo Storm that will get that crate. Obviously, going to be the tier 3. That's the main gear you want to go for. It definitely made crates more viable, right?
Absolutely.
The level 3 vest and helm in there, it makes it worth going for. Still going to be safe about it, and you can see, obviously, probably surprised that it's still there because the smoke had completely stopped. It's almost a dead crate at this point, but he's like, a Groza, I'll take that.
Yeah. Actually, look, he ran back to get it because he forgot it the first time. Gaxi gets downed again. C9 still dealing damage to WTSG. And this time around, they actually do get a full kill out of it. So WTSG still trying to position themselves in this center spot. Even though they're surrounded by all these teams. Getting a little greedy with that.
Headshot before he got out of the car. That was nice.
Yeah, that's rough.
There he is.
There he lies.
That's Hollywood-style stuff there from K-Mine. Nice stuff. Circle about to close in. You can see just 5 seconds remaining as everybody's now inside the zone, apart from 4 a.m. The only team to come in. It's a fairly hard shift over to the eastern side.
It is.
Which does, of course, you can see on the map, leave a lot of teams out of position. Ghost and Vitality were playing edge, are suddenly seeming very comfortable in and around the graveyard and Minas Generalis.
Widespread by Tempo Storm. I mean, it's a flat, relatively flat distance between them, so they could help each other. But at the range that they're at, they could easily get bombed in. But they are, as you said, peacocking directly on these guys. Forces Jeems to stop, and he actually knocks himself. Due to get into that car too fast, the wheel probably popped.
Dignitas won from that exact compound at GLL the other day, and Liquid probably aware of that because they had a good position, but it's where OGN currently sit, which is to the left-hand side of them. The hillside they're on now ended up being a bit of a death location. I'm very interested to see whether Knights and FaZe Clan go there, because that was the exact same hill that they clashed upon last time, and it kind of went back for them. Hacienda has a really nice compound on the edge of that circle. It has really good vision up across all of that hill. I expect to see someone trying to position for that one. It could be MVP or the Knights. They're both coming this direction.
Yeah, Mabiza wanted to bring that bus in to cover Jeems and get the revive, but unfortunately it was actually Mira from OGN with the angle onto that. So TS actually didn't get any points to themselves, but they were able to successfully defend this compound.
Pizza's trying to get that van up the hill.
Just climb.
Come on!
5 miles an hour. That's okay. It's going. It's climbing.
4 a.m., by the way, they came in really late. They were coming down, obviously, from Lost the Owners. They were very, very late rotating, but they're probably like, oh, this is handy. The circles come directly to us. This haven't really had to make too much work. Meanwhile, you can see the map. Look at the rotations. FaZe realizing, okay, we're going to have to make a big swing towards San Martin and Hacienda. They may actually run straight through MVP. They're going even further north. They're going to take a deep hillside. So it looks like Hacienda, but they're too late. Liquid have gone there. They read the situation. As I said, the exact same spot that Liquid went into was where OGN is where Navi and Liquid were. Now, it was a very tight game between them and Dignitas, and they're probably looking at the circle thinking it's going to be a similar type of shrink.
Ghost kind of deals some damage back to Vitality. There's a replay of that shot. Yannick overextended out in the open. Turtle takes a lot of shots, but he was able to get the down. Going to be an easy revive, but maybe I spoke too soon. A smoke is deployed to allow Yannick to crawl marginally safer around that side, but that's still a potentially straight shot if you can't crawl around and get inside that building in 4 a.m.
No, okay.
He's not going for it. I don't know if he knows.
Thought about it. I think there was a call and he was like, no, too far.
Repositioning, it looks
everybody
like.
saw Cloud9's push on Vitality on day one and thought, no.
Oh, that was rough.
I love the fact that I was at the back watching scrims and all the Ukrainian crew were just like C9 push. Every time someone did a stupid push, it was like C9 push. I was like, oh, that's now a meme, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's now a call.
I don't think they're probably too happy about it themselves. And obviously, we were commentating it and just assumed it was a misread, a really bad misread. Rotation-wise, FaZe still on a deep north rotation. They are working their way around the northern side of San Martin right now. And as I say, I think they're going to be disappointed to come in towards Hacienda side and realize the territory they want is already taken.
Well, they come in that late. There's nothing you can do about it. You always expect that someone is very likely there if you're coming in that late. You're just trying to come in from an angle that you are less contested at. And hopefully you can find at least something on the very edge, and so you're safe for now. Vanguard doing somewhat similar maneuver, not so far north as FaZe are. Both teams still have to make a long rotation because they were on the rough side of the circle with a hard shift over towards the east side. And
we should talk about the circle. Obviously, once we'll have a map overlook of it at some point. While obviously the circle looks like it's quite a big territory, where say the Knights are, and welcome to South George, MVP coming in. The reason nobody goes down that side, because it's just a big, deep valley that everybody has clear angles on. So it's really not as big a circle as you kind of look at it and think so, because everybody's already banking on it. There's this big valley. You can see Cloud9 down inside there, Tempo Storm to the side. It's a big valley either side, so there's a lot of DMR shots that go in on this space. This is one of those big valley finishes that we've seen so many times. I think we had probably about 3 or 4 of these circles, the exact same sort of area. At GLR. So a lot of these teams very aware of how this one plays out.
And VP getting in position here, and they're actually getting a couple of shots at them from other teams. WTSG and Knights may have them cornered, and it's quite a sheer surface they got to run across. But yeah, that's a shift away from all of those teams. MVP are going to have to wait for WTSG and Knights to leave before they can maneuver themselves, but I can't imagine that either of those teams are going to commit too heavily onto keeping MVP pinned so early into this game. Vitality, though, they're still inside the circle. They were pinned down a little bit by 4 AM, but 4 AM, they were moving. They were able to spot a compound that was free, and with this circle shift is quite central. Ghost moving as well, OGN not too far behind.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough rotation through Minas Generales. Obviously, we know Vitality were off to the side. They're going to be pushing down. Graveyard's already taken. 4 AM actually where Ghost is pulling right in. They realize that compound is taken. OGN coming in behind and they're getting information here. Ghost are going to try and pull up and try and take this compound. We'll see how this works out for him. It's going to be McCoy leading the charge. He's trying to push this on CPT around the side. Allergy gets a little peek around the left there onto God V. God V's nade gets very close, takes him down to half health as they push around the side. While this is happening, Tempo Storm getting pushed down by Welcome to South George as well. They try and make the way down the hill. As Long gets a great angle from his building out of the windows, and it was a tough push from Ghost. They've lost, I think, just one in the process so far. But this grenade, oh no, McCoy, he's going to get caught out. He's got flames on his back. He's got nowhere to go. The nade luckily comes off the window. Doesn't bounce in there. Ghost, look at this. McCoy's got absolutely nowhere to escape those flames. Oh, he's going to get caught out. Who's shot him?
That was a nade. That was a nade. Just barely caught his foot, but a fight from Avagar and Knights as well. Trades back and forth. FaZe third partying as well, but there is not a lot of cover of Vanguard. They're taking a lot of Larses.
Yeah, FaZe Clan are actually coming in the back of that, so they're third partying from behind. That's happening on the north side of Minas Generales. Vitality also, that's actually ironically directly in the distance of Long's angle there. It's Knights and a Vanguard in the bottom right-hand corner while Ghost. McCoy down now. They need to try and get the revive in him. They're in these stables and it's not safe territory. CPT being revived around the side. Nice little vault out here from Allergen. I really like this flank. It could work out, but Forever's managed to catch Balak down, and now Allergen, the last man standing for Ghost, is going to have to try and go for a revive. Oh. Forever got down by Balak's nade. It was absolutely key. Got himself the double there. Now got V down. It's Long, the last man standing, but Allergen gets swept out and Ghost Gaming go down in 16th again.
OGN, they want to go in the push. They know 4 AM are wounded. Look at the nade prime by Songjang. It's just one up for 4 AM if they can't get the revive up against the corner. And that nade does stop the revive. Long left, 50 HP with an M4 in hand.
Nothing he can do here. In a 4v1, it would have to be an absolute immaculate play. He gets himself one down, sprays it down. Can try and finish him off, but instead the other angle comes in and OGN take what is a vital compound, I feel, here. OGN have done this before, remember, against Welcome to South George on Erengel, and ended up winning with a 22-kill game in that one. FaZe Clan, we saw the Knights clashing with Avangard. Deez is the last man standing out of that clash, while Knights still with 3 standing. Now FaZe Clan coming in behind with Vitality just to the south.
A lot of action. Now it suddenly got dead silent. Just take a breath, everyone. Empty there is going to be peeking down. Certainly heard a lot of that action in the... Just see... So it's a good compound later in the game.
Look at the Liquid rotation. They've gone really around. They were in Hacienda, right? While everybody else has kind of come down this slip road and fell where FaZe, Vitality, Knights, Avangard. Knights, Liquid must have gone out in the blue. They must have gone out in the blue. Gone far east around the side. They've actually come in La Bendita. I can say it eventually, and kept the 3 alive and gone onto the Crater Ridge, which is actually nice because they've got an overlook of OGN. While the Knights here, while they have this hillside, they've won the battle, it's still pretty exposed. You can see Genji are taking shots on them there. Vitality is still off to the side. The circle, wow, a 3rd hard shift running? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so... they're in opposite directions, so it's not like it's 3 hard shifts in the same direction.
But it went hard east, hard south, hard west. So hard north next?
Yeah, actually.
Genji would be happy, that's for sure. They're still sitting in the graveyard. So the circle goes in, it's graveyard, and C9, by the way, center point again. They were fairly central in the last one as well, so their hillside, pretty crucial. MVP, they're on a pull-up here on Tempo Storm. Siege getting himself shot up, ironically, with his name. Wow, that is just not going to work out. Your boy Dre with that Groza he picked up earlier on just railguns him down. Peng's managed to find Bengdo around the side. Zampa bails out, vaults out the window, gets himself an easy knock there. And MVP down to 1, but now Tempo Storm are down to 1 as well. Peng is going off on Tempo Storm right here, the winners of the last game, and we cut away from the action as Liquid pull up on Genji.
Loki does drop Samty. Zampa does get finished off, and Bachelor's also taking out Liquid.
O10, Youngtan down by your boy Dre. So these are all bleeding out, as far as I'm aware. Neither of the teams are taking each other out. Peng's still in there. Okay, there we go. Maluke in the other building. So Penn's going to smoke it up and cross over and get Alpaca back on his feet. It's going to make it a 2v1.
Well, Luke, he's just trying to stay quiet. He wasn't in a position to even revive any of his teammates. It looked like such a strong hold by Tempo Storm. But I guess Peng just able to get Wedge right in between them, able to get that nice 2K and then a revive onto Alpaca. So, put Luke in a really, really difficult spot.
Got the bike in him with him. So while this is happening, FaZe on the rotate to the north. They've decided to go back around the edge. Drayden, you can see here. The rest of his teammates, the other side of the valley. So he's got Texas and I think it's Voxic maybe over there. Yeah. Chasing while Drayden's obviously, they went for the 2-1 split. He's going to try and make the move, but I think FaZe probably will catch him in the back. There goes Vard. Welcome to South Jordan, eliminating 14th place. Something I feel I've said a number of times this tournament. Sadly not been their event so far. Valiant, oh, this is not going to go well. He's coming straight over the brow of the hill and sees 4 members of M19 staring at him.
Priming some nades to throw them out to try and disrupt M19, but M19 in a good spot, basically the perfect spot to try and keep Optic out there, holding the line of the circle. Optic needs to break through these guys. Again, nades come through, a couple of them being smoked. Hypoc on the push, but Example with the first knock.
He's so good, no doubt about it. One of the highest damage dealers of the tournament. He's got Hetra, though, just ahead of him. Manages to get the knockdown there. Valiant catches a glimpse of Batilin. Doesn't take him down there, I think. Constantine off on the side will try and get the spray down that AKM. It's a vicious beast. Switches over to the M16 and does the job. Now, it's just, I think, down to a 1v1 here. Bahawaka, the last man standing for Optic. Trying to get themselves the revives in. They're queuing up effectively for the revives. Example, meanwhile, looking for it. Battling is going to be the man that revives in the back, and Example's the man to try and keep them at bay. Good flank coming out from Bahawaka. Gets around the side, gets an angle onto Example while he's trying to go for the revive. Catches him in the back there. Now Battling, the last man for M19. He's trying to hold himself the revive, and Constantine at the back there. But Bahawaka, what a flank, what a push. He's going full on aggression. Hipok's being revived. Optic, I love this aggression. He's got full angle. Should just go for the points, and he will do. That's 14 points secured. Now Battling, who did get the revive in, the rest of Optic coming to help.
Nade on the shack. Battling did just rotate back over inside. Perfect. Oh, he's at bucket back. Okay. X-Ray baited us for it. That's actually Optic eliminated. Raffi on the side, actually able to get the final shot?
Yeah, Battling got Hetra down, and then it's suddenly third-party City. OGN pushing around the side. This is a battle for first and second, by the way, here, boys. OGN and Vitality going at it. Yak
in the blue,
doing the work, but Christis with the 2 kills, 6 kills in total for them. As you say, they are very much in the blue. It's pushing around the side. Christis gets himself another headshot onto Shadow, leaving Vitality down to 1. They're in the blue here. They're both going to be bleeding out. And this is phase 5. This absolutely punishes you staying in there. There's no way he's going to be able to get Shadow back on his feet. Yannick's trying somehow. We're going to cut away now. Scoom taking Texas down with a nade. They're back in their shack. The nade's coming over the top. It's going to go off a little to the left-hand side. Won't find its way in there. OGM, by the way, pulling out of that fight, leaving Vitality back on their feet. Drayden and co eliminated. Voxic, the last man standing for the Knights, as FaZe Clan continue to move with 4 alive from this circle. The circle, by the way, is centering still on Cloud9.
Yeah, but Gen G aren't in it anymore, or at least they're just barely, and they're busy third-partying Knights and Liquid. FaZe could push onto them, but we also have a rotation in the southwest. Method, who just finished off Optic, and be pushing directly into MVP, who left Maluk in that compound.
It's one of those scary times in your shack. There's just nothing left of it. As you say, here's Vitality continuing to push. This is a battle for points. They need to eliminate the OGN. They know that Christis is in there. Method and MVP are trading down in the south side as Yannick and Shadow go looking for Christis. Christis went huge. He got himself the 9 kills before. He gets himself 1 down. Shadow pushes it. Yannick has to go. He knows the reload's going to be coming. Will get himself the kill and should be able to get the revive, but the blue is on their backs.
Looks like he's leaving him.
Method do eliminate. It was MVP down there, right? So Method coming out on top still with 4 alive. The Knights will go down in 9th place. One of their worst finishes for a while, but they've been consistent so far. FaZe Clan still with 4 alive. Genji with 4 alive. Method with 4 alive. Cloud9 with 4 alive. M19, Vitality, and Liquid all down to 2. And just Maluk for Tempo Storm, the sole man of the 8 teams, sitting and waiting.
So FaZe, they didn't push through Gen G. They actually wrapped the other way around. Now they have a cliffside overlooking. You saw them just get a knock onto the Korean squad. Ibiza going dead center of the circle, wants to fan out, doesn't want to stay in a single spot with Scoom. going for the information and the potential crossfire, but he may run directly into Cloud9.
Oh, Maluki has been spotted. He's the sole man of tempo. He's going to try and nade it out there. Jempty, though, on an aggressive push, gets around the side. That nade doesn't work out. It beats it down, meanwhile, by Cloud9. Yannick also clashing with Battleland. Vitality and were down to 2. Now they're done. They're done and out. So M19 wiping out Vitality. So while that push with OGN, they do get themselves the slightest points advantage. It's not going to work. Now it's a battle between Method and FaZe. This was 4-on-4.
FaZe just pushed down and overtook Maluk, but Method may have been in a spot to punish them before they got into position. But the downs are going the way of FaZe. 18 Rafi down. It's just Moleman left up, I think. He's trying to retreat. Spray down comes. No, there's still one left standing. It's going to be X-Chris. All the way in the back, not really in a position to go get revived, just wants to lay prone, allow FaZe to overtake the spot and try and snake it out.
Oh, Gustav's getting lit up. It's Cloud9 looking down the hill, trying to third party this fight, but Method have been left, and you can see bleeding out there. Gustav's damage was done. Chris left the last man standing. Gustav did get down, but FaZe will be able to get the revive in him. I just caught a glimpse, I think it was Fuzzface with an AWM, so they've obviously found themselves a crate somewhere. Gen G on the move. They know that they are safe. They're the only team coming out of the graveyard, so they're going to be looking down the hill, just like Cloud9. Cloud9 involved in this exchange with FaZe Clan. They've got to be careful they don't get stabbed in the back.
Yeah, they are on the opposite side. I can't imagine Gen G are going to push that deep unless they want to go super aggressive, which, I mean, it could pay off, but it also could be quite dangerous. Scoom, once again, lying dead center. It's basically the 2 full squads of 4 trying to control their equal sides, and FaZe are going to have to break through one direction or the other. Getting the revives on the 2 downed players, going to get heals in time because they have 1:30 before the circle fully closes. But they're going to have to pick a direction to fight, and climbing up a hill isn't the best spot to do it from.
It's very open. They're going to have to rotate all the way to the right as far as I can tell here, but that's going to run them into Gen G and across the open territory. Now, Gen G are engaging with Cloud9. You see a couple of shots coming across. Don't forget Scoom, by the way.
Yes.
He's done this before.
Yes, he very much has. Almost actually got a solo win by himself.
Now, FaZe Clan working up. Gen G just spotted them. Didn't take a shot. FaZe Clan move into the shack, just with Scoom in the ditch right next door. This is the shack. They know Liquid are in. They know well aware the Liquid probably still around here somewhere. Scoom has an angle. Is Jempty going to see him? Jempty's going to get lit up, and he's going to get taken down and finished off. Scoom will get himself the 7 points before he goes down in 5th. That's all they needed, and that may well have cost FaZe Clan as well, because Gustav will get picked off. They've got 2 men down, 1 down and out. Gustav bleeding out. And Cloud9 now with Gen G also flanking around the backside of FaZe.
Cloud9, they have FaZe pinned down, but we already see some shots from Gen G, third part in their position. X-Chris is crawling in from behind, but he's currently tanking the blue, trying to heal up, wants to come in slow because of how close Cloud9 are towards the edge. Gustav does bleed out, so that means FaZe are officially down to 2. Oh, Chris, can you make it? A lot of damage. And he's in. If C9 look behind, luckily he has a hill. No, not just yet. That's why he's wrapping around counterclockwise into the compound. He's going to be able to sneak it behind them.
Yeah, he's got in the circle and in a building, and they've no clue. They've no clue that it's happened. So he's managed to sneak in completely unseen. He's basically got Cloud9 as a defensive 4-man team ahead of him. But the circle pulls away, and it's going to have to force him forward. Gen G, who are currently bottom of Star Ladder against Cloud9, who themselves have had a chicken dinner here. It was Moody that picked it up for them against Method, against Moreman in that game. FaZe Clan, this is probably their best finish on Miramar, I think, at Star Ladder to date. They've really had a poor first day. Did have a better second day yesterday with a second and a third. Still languishing, I think, down in 10th place. Overall, of course, the positional points are going to be very good here, but I'll be amazed if I see something more than a 4th place here. Look at Moody. He's going for it.
Yeah, they're wrapping up. They want to take this opportunity to slowly push forward because there was no pressure coming onto them, so they're just slowly testing the waters, pushing forward as much as they can. Chris is discovered. Nerf prones down behind a vehicle just in time. This means Chris is in a really bad spot. He's going to have to win this 1v1 versus Nerf, but he takes a lot of damage. Door is closed to allow him to heal.
He's got T3 helm.
Oh, no, he's actually baiting it out the other side. Wants to close both doors, but Nerf called it. Pushed forward, got the spray down to Chris. So that is Method out in 4th. So it's at least a 3rd for FaZe.
He might want to try and get that Tier 3 helm as well. I just saw a Tier 3 helm, and it looks like he's gone straight for the loot as well. It's in the, just at the edge of the blue. Gen G sitting comfortable. Only the 2 kills. They've really not had to do anything. They've been sat in graveyard the entire game. So FaZe going for the split, getting both inside the zone. It's Mexi and Fuzzface both going prone and hoping that Cloud9 and Gen G now take the fight amongst each other. The shack that Mex is in is fairly obvious. Gen.G trying to take the shots in it. Yeah, Mexi. The problem with that shack is it wouldn't. Wooden front end. It's wooden. It's already where Liquid were in, so it's already been obliterated effectively. I think it was actually FaZe that did the damage to it. And now FuzzFace looking like a third place for them. They're going to be happy though. Third place on Miramar. They're happy. Meanwhile, you can see Gen.G on the right-hand side getting pushed. A big push from Cloud9. Is it going to be a Cloud9 push? That's the question. Stab and Nerf already gone down. Loki doing the damage. Remember, Loki 4v1'd. Welcome to South George yesterday. He does go down eventually, but look at Cloud9. The damage has been done. They're going to lose Stab as well, so they're going to be down to 2.
Maybe. Actually, Loki isn't full committing onto that. Gen.G, they still know FaZe have 1 left, so they can't pull directly onto that. And Stab may be getting revived as we speak under the cover of smoke, but Gen.G are rerouting. They want to go and take advantage of this moment that Cloud9 are healing.
Is it going to get him? No, it's fell side. This may well just give FuzzFace second place, you know, because they're suddenly engaging, and Cloud9 have to move now because the circle's not with them. So Gen.G have kind of pulled away, looking away from this one. I like what FuzzFace did. He threw a smoke, and they've immediately naded that smoke. He's not in that smoke. He's just looking for his cheerleader that's going to try and find FuzzFace. FuzzFace is just staying in his ditch, while Cloud9 have to go flanking. Now, Simpson, he's actually gone wide to the edge of the blue to try and get a better angle on the flank and the push from Cloud9.
Yeah, Gen.G on their good games at Miramar in the group stage, they're able to do similar maneuvers of spreading out and holding the angles. They are keeping Cloud9 pinned because they know Cloud9 have to come up to them. They're wrapping around the eastern side. They don't want to run directly through center because of that crossfire, and Simpson does spot the first player out, taps a couple of shots, forces them back, doesn't get the down. But in 10 seconds, the circle is about to close in, and Cloud9 on the fast side have yet to actually breach into the circle because they'd have to go over a hill.
Great positional movement there. Took the shots, instantly moved his position. You can see Cloud9, they're nading that position, but Simpson's gone. He is well away from that spot. Reposition, reflank, take your shots, move. Something a lot of players could really learn from this if you're watching at home, thinking, how did you get caught? If you stay static, you take your shot, stay static. People can reposition, flank you, easily readable, especially by the players of this level. FuzzFace still holding his position on your screen there. Takes a big breath and just waits and hopes that he doesn't get spotted by Cheerleader.
That's all he can do. And Gen.G, they know they cannot overpush to find the last snake because that would give Cloud9 the opportunity. Cloud9, they're going to force that opportunity by throwing out smokes, tons of grenades everywhere to allow them to breach at least into the circle. Under this ridge could be a good spot, but Cheerleader could easily swing around and have a flank onto them. Loki and Simpson on the east side, breaching over the top at the same time. So Cloud9, they're actually been given an opening, been given an advantage. They may be pushing, continuing further west, right onto FaZe.
Yeah, K-Mine's going to find FuzzFace here. FuzzFace actually stood up. Here's it coming. Gets himself a spray down. Can find the head of Moody. And now Gen.G. Look at Gen.G's movement. Look at the minimap. They are absolutely storming onto this one. Chileta's trying to come around the side there. Simpson tries to push it in. Loki goes onto the top of the hill. They know that Cloud9 did lose a man, and they want to try and make the most of it. They don't have any nades, though, to back it up, and that's where it would work out so well for them. Instead, they're trying to take some shots. Chileta gets himself around that stab, can see K-Mine down, gets himself the push on there. Moody's going to stand on his feet, but it's too late. He's already lost his teammate, and now Moody in a 2v1 has to hold the ridge. Simpson on the push. Loki goes sideways. They're going to try and get the flank around. If he can get Simpson's head, he can, but he's down to nothing, and Loki will catch him in the back, and it's going to be Gen.G that will take themselves their first chicken dinner of the finals. They did so well in second place in the group stages, but they've yet to turn up. They were down at the bottom of the table, and that, of course, is their biggest tournament victory to date here in StarLadder.
You can see what Gen.G can do when they get all 4, or I guess in this case 3, but at least a sizable number into the late game, into the final circles. We've seen them time and time again be able to really spread out and control their space, control their angles. The only problem for them this whole event has been getting into that position. Yeah.